I'm about to do your Aries January 2022 tarot reading, and in this Aries love reading, we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. Aries, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Aries love reading. Now, if this is your first time here and you have questions that you want answered about your romantic love life or your relationship, then start now by subscribing and clicking the bell icon so you always get notified anytime I post a new Aries tarot reading for you. Now, let's get on with this Aries love reading for today. Fool just shot out, because today we're going to take a look at the status of the love connection between you and your romantic person of interest. And I'm going to do that by getting one card to represent the mutual point of interest between the two of you here in January 2022. Then I'm going to get 3 cards for you, Aries, 3 cards for your person, and then I'm going to clarify everything with the second deck, just to make sure we can get down to the bottom of the unknown truth about what's really going on in this love connection of yours. Now, this is not a personal reading, this is a general reading, which means I'm not tapping into your specific energy as an individual person the same way I would if I were doing a personal reading for you. And if a personal reading with me is something that you're interested in, you can find all the information about that in the description box down below, as well as in the first pinned comment right under this video. But this is a general reading, which means I'm tapping into the collective energy of a large group of Aries people that I'm responsible for getting messages for. And that also means that there's no possible way this reading can resonate with literally every single Aries person on the whole planet all at the same time, because not every Aries person on the whole planet is going through the exact same thing all at the same time. It's also important to keep in mind in general readings like this that energies can and do get flipped around backwards sometimes, especially for cross watchers. So if you're not an Aries and you're just watching this Aries love reading because you're interested in an Aries and you want to know what's going on between the two of you, I'm cool with that. Just keep in mind that especially for cross watchers, energies are very prone to get flipped around backwards. So you just got to take it however it resonates for you. Now, regardless of how this reading resonates for you, you still probably want to check the videos for your moon sign, your rising sign, and your Venus sign, just because they can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And you can find the links to those videos, the info on my personal readings, the tarot decks that I'm using, all these different kinds of crystals, all kinds of fun, helpful stuff is in the description right under this video. But enough yakking, let's get on with this Aries love reading today. I know it's been a while since I've done a reading for you. I had to take a little bit of a break here. I know you've been waiting on me. 3 of Wands just jumped out. Aries energy of waiting. In November, I did like 36 readings for my YouTube channel, and then I did 46 personal readings. I took a trip to Texas at the end of that month. When I came back in December, I did a whole buttload more personal readings. Had Christmas and family stuff to deal with. Been doing readings the whole beginning of January. And I'm just now finally caught back up enough to where I can have the time to do these readings here on YouTube for you. So enough yakking. Let's get started here and let's get one card for what is the mutual point of interest between Aries and their romantic person of interest here in January 2022, please. Let's get one card. Thank you. Let's get 3 cards for you, Aries. What's going on with Aries as it relates to their romantic person of interest and the connection between them in January 2022, please? What's going on with Aries here in January 2022 as it relates to their romantic person of interest? Okay. All right. Take a look at your person. What's going on with Aries' romantic person of interest as it relates to Aries and the connection between them in January 2022, please? Let's get one more for Aries person. Thank you. All right. Well, this one's going to be interesting, I can tell already. A lot of major arcana out here. On the bottom of the deck, the overall energy of this reading is the Ace of Swords. Now, this is the sword of victory. It's the sword of truth. It's the sword of clarity. It's also the sword you would use to sever something that's not in balance, or even to sever a relationship with someone. It's also the sword you would use to make a decision with, like the Latin word that the word decision comes from literally means to cut off, as in to cut off all the other options and be left with only one option. That's how you make an actual decision. So we have some sort of truth here, some sort of clarity, possibly a severing of something, or including options and a decision being made here. I think that's what we need to do here. We need to be making a decision, because right under that we have the Seven of Cups. This is Scorpio energy. This is an energy of options and choices, but confusion about the options and choices. There's a lot of different cups here. There's a lot of different stuff in these cups, a lot of different ways this whole situation between the two of you could play itself out. There's a lot of emotions involved, and no one's wanting to make a mistake here, but there are a lot of different options, and there's some confusion going on, and it looks like we need to whittle these options down and make an actual damn decision about something here. Probably about love. We have the Queen of Cups under that. This is Cancer energy. This is a very loving, mothering, nurturing energy. It's someone who's very in touch with their emotions, very in touch with their intuition, their higher self. Someone who has a lot of love and emotions and wants to give their love and emotions. So this is telling me there is a lot of love and emotions in this connection. I have two Cups cards right in a row. A lot of emotions involved in whatever is going on with this decision between the two of you right here. That's the overall energy of the reading. We'll come back to that a few different times as we move along through both sides of the energy here. But this mutual point of interest is shared energy that's affecting both of you in some way. It may not necessarily be affecting you both in exactly the same way, but it's definitely affecting you both. And the mutual point of interest between the two of you in January 2022 is faith. In this deck, they call it faith. This is actually the Hierophant card. This is Taurus energy. This is a card of commitment. It's about taking things to the next level. So this could be about a committed relationship, a committed connection. This can be about engagements, marriage, taking a connection to the next level from wherever it is. So we have some sort of a decision with a lot of options and choices and emotions involved, some confusion about what to do here, a decision needing to be made about commitment, it looks like. So let's clarify this. Find out what's going on. Whoa, hey. Tell me more about the Hierophant. Why is the Hierophant here the mutual point of interest between Aries and their romantic person of interest in January 2022, please? Really? Well, I'm liking that, and I'm not liking that. Wow. On the bottom of the deck, we have Death. This is Scorpio energy. This is an ending to something. This is something dying so that it can be born again in a new, more beautiful way. This is like a massive transformation process taking place. Usually not a pleasant one. So if you think about when a caterpillar goes into a cocoon, it's not having a party in there. It's not fun and games for the caterpillar. It's actually dying. It's going through a very severe metamorphosis. When it comes out of that cocoon, it ain't a caterpillar anymore, but it is a beautiful butterfly instead. It's just that the caterpillar aspect of itself dies in that cocoon. There's a big transformation that takes place, and it comes out as something better and more beautiful. So this is telling me that's what's going on in this type of a connection between the two of you here. There's some transformation taking place to the commitment between the two of you. Well, we have Justice right under the Death card. This is Libra Major Arcana card. This is the most powerful card of balance in the tarot deck. It's about doing the right thing, the fair thing, the just thing. The sword in the center of this card is that Ace of Swords. And in this case, it's used to sever something that's not in balance, so balance can be restored and the right, fair, just thing can happen. Like what's supposed to happen can happen. Sometimes this can represent that something unjust has happened and it needs balanced out, it needs rectified, the right thing needs to be done. I'm feeling more like there has been some transformation in the commitment between the two of you. I'm wondering if there has been a decision that was made where there were a lot of different ways that this could have played out, and there was a lot of love and emotions in the background, and some decision got made here. And it changed things in this commitment here. Right under the Justice card is the Two of Cups, Cancer energy. This is a love connection between two people. This is I breathe you in, you breathe me in. We're connected, but it's also a two, and in tarot, twos represent needing to make a choice. So either a choice, a decision here has been made in this commitment, or something has pretty dramatically transformed in this commitment, and now there's this need to balance something out. Some decision needs to be made, like options need weighed out, things need severed, some of those options need cut away to where there's only one option left. Yeah, I think so. It's possible that we're having some sort of a healing taking place in this commitment between the two of you here. The Star is a card of wish fulfillment. It's a card of healing. It's a card of hope. So this can represent healing the connection between the two of you, healing the commitment. This is also card 17 of the Major Arcana. Card 16, the one right before this in the sequence, is the Tower. So you don't ever make it to the Star energy without going through a Tower moment of some kind first. Everything comes crashing down a lot of times. Excuse me, it's hard to see your path moving forward from there. It's hard to see what to do, because now everything is abruptly changed and it's all different than it was yesterday. Nothing's the same. It can definitely cause a massive transformation when that takes place. But this is the guiding light from the universe that shows up to light the path for you when you can't see the path moving forward. This is where hope comes from. It's where healing comes from. So in a love reading, this can also signify that you guys are viewing each other as a gift from the universe, that you're viewing each other as the one for me. Definitely looks like there's been some ending to something, some big transformation, and things are looking to be healed and balanced out in terms of this commitment between the two of you. To clarify the Hierophant, we got the Sun, the High Priestess, and the Magician. So we're clarifying a Major Arcana card. I said at the very beginning, I got a lot of Major Arcanas out here. Got a Major Arcana for the mutual point of interest we're clarifying. I've got two Major Arcanas on the very bottom of the deck clarifying that. And all three of the clarifiers are Major Arcana. So this is a lot of powerful energy in this connection. It's affecting you both. The Sun is Leo energy. This is the happiest card in the deck. This is happiness, joy, abundance, bliss, harmony. You can't really get a better card than the Sun in a love reading. So this is looking good on that end. This is telling me that you guys both view each other and this connection as a source of happiness in your lives. Probably viewing each other as like the sunshine that lights up my life. A lot of happiness in this commitment. Now next we've got the High Priestess and the Magician, card 1 and card 2 of the Major Arcana. This is the divine masculine energy of the tarot deck. This is the divine feminine energy of the tarot deck. Divine masculine, divine feminine, that's the same two energies that are combined together on the Lovers card. So for me, this is a super power couple. This is every bit as good as the Lovers card in a love reading. This is telling me that this commitment between the two of you, this connection, is very powerful. And the High Priestess represents the unconscious mind. She represents the intuition. She's also the source of all emotions, all water in the tarot deck. So every tarot card that you see that has water in the background, including the entire cup suit, all of that water originates from her. So this is almost feeling like divinely guided connection here. I've seen the Star, I've seen justice, like what's supposed to happen, the right, fair, just thing happening in this connection. Divine guidance from the universe, spirit lighting the path for you. And then I've got the Magician here, the Mac Daddy Master Manifester of the tarot deck. He's got all 4 aces on the table in front of him, which means he has everything he needs to manifest whatever his will desires, to shape the world around him to be in alignment with what his will desires. This is actively doing that, like taking actions to manifest what it is that you guys want. So there's a lot of happiness in this connection, looking like a divine connection. These are 2 cards that are supposed to be together, which represents 2 people who are probably supposed to be together. I'm still not 100% sure what the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Cups is. We have some sort of options that are causing confusion here that need severed, or maybe we had other options already in the past, and that could be what the transformation in this commitment is. Something got balanced out because some of these options were severed and removed, and now we've only got the one option left, which seems to be the commitment. I'm not 100% sure though, based on what I'm seeing in your energy, Aries. Move this over and take a look at your energy here, because in your energy for January 2022 in this connection, we got the Tower, Queen of Wands, Five of Pentacles. I alluded to this when I said in the Star card, it's the card that comes right after the Tower. You don't make it to the Star without going through a Tower first. Well, here's that Tower. This is a very abrupt change taking place. This is like something shifts dramatically, very abruptly. This is like a foundation rocking event. It's a game changer. It's after the Tower happens, nothing is the same after that. Now, this is a scary card for a lot of people, but the Tower is not necessarily always a bad card. Sometimes it can just be something happens that you weren't quite expecting to happen, and now it's like everything's different because of that. So let's clarify this Tower and find out what's going on with that. Why is the Tower here for Aries in January 2022, please? Bottom of the deck, Three of Wands. This is Aries energy of waiting. This is about being at the beginning stages of manifesting something. You've already decided which path leads you to the world that you want. You've already decided what changes you would like to see take place in the external world around you. And you've already started taking the steps down that path. You've already started actively trying to manifest what it is that your will desires, trying to shape the world around you to be in alignment with what your will desires. And you have this positive expectancy that the thing you're trying to manifest is actually going to appear for you. It just hasn't happened yet. You're still kind of like waiting on that to materialize in the physical 3D reality. So this is an energy of you waiting on something, but having a positive expectancy that it's actually going to happen. And there we are with that Seven of Cups again, which, like I said, is right under this Ace of Swords in the overall energy. Scorpio energy of options and choices and confusion about the options and choices. You're waiting on something to happen regarding these options and choices. And it looks like, Hangman, this is Pisces energy. This is progress being halted. There is no forward movement here. Things are stuck, stagnant, not moving forward. Right under the Hanged Man, we have the Three of Swords. This is Libra energy, heartbreak and sadness, usually from the third energy, which means it's not necessarily you causing the heartbreak and sadness. It's not necessarily your person causing the heartbreak and sadness. It's some other energy. That doesn't necessarily mean romantic third party, although it could mean that. That could be what all the options and choices are here. You could be waiting on those options and choices to be severed, and your connection, your commitment with this person is hung up and stagnant until that third energy is out of the way. It could just be the fact that you're still waiting and you're confused about, is this going to pan out or not? It's got everything stuck, and that is heartbreaking in and of itself. This third energy could be literally anything that we do as humans enough of is going to create its own energy. So working too much, being at a distance from each other, nosy neighbors, nosy family members, nosy friends, co-workers, people sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. I mean, partying too much, spending too much time at the movie theater or whatever. I mean, anything that we do enough of is going to create its own energy. So this could be any number of things. So take that however it resonates for you. But there's something heartbreaking going on here. We have the Nine of Wands right under that, Sagittarius energy. This is an energy of being walled off and defensive about something, but it's also an energy of healing. This is the wounded warrior, and he's been hurt. Hence the wall that he's built around himself. He's built the wall as a way to protect himself so that he doesn't get hurt anymore, so he doesn't continue to get hurt, so he can heal, so he can get his energy right and take the next step in his journey. So there's some walled off defensiveness going on here, some level of hurt. I mean, we've got heartbreak and sadness. That could be the thing that's got you hurting and behind a wall. Right past the wall, though, is the Lover's card. I already said that these two cards in the mutual energy, every bit as good as the Lovers, and now we're seeing the Gemini energy of the Lovers right here. Divine feminine, divine masculine energy, like soulmate level energy. These are two people who are probably supposed to be together. At the very least, this is a very powerful love connection. Yeah, Nine of Swords right under that. Gemini energy of fear, worry, anxiety, thinking about something over and over and over again with all that fear and worry and anxiety behind your thinking, and doing that so much that it's like physically stressing you out. This is a card of mental anguish. It can be a card of like nightmares, sleepless nights, having trouble falling or staying asleep, just generally worrying about it and stressing yourself out and not really being able to shut your mind off about it. About judgment, which represents a final decision being made, a final verdict and judgment being cast on something. Is this dead and over with, or are we going to resurrect this? Are we going to call it back from the grave, bring it back to life, and transform it in a way that it's never going to be the same again, so that we can work together as equals and build something of value together here? What you would be working together to build in the Three of Pentacles, again, this is Capricorn energy, you'd be working together to build the Ten of Pentacles, that maximum stability and abundance and prosperity that we all want, that stable, happy home life we all want, the combining together of two people or two families and all their assets and resources to build something very stable like that. That's what you would be working together as equals to build in the Three of Pentacles. And we're waiting on some sort of a decision to be made. You're worried about the decision getting made to do this. It's like you understand the power of this connection, but there's some options in the way that have it hung up, and that's causing a heartbreaking thing where you're actually getting hurt in the process. Now, to clarify this Tower, this game changer for you here, we've got the Ten of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Five of Cups. Ten of Wands is Sagittarius energy. This is an energy of a heavy burden that you're carrying here. Now, it's also a 10, and in tarot, 10s represent completion. So this is the completion of some heavy burden that you're carrying. In other words, either you've reached the spot or you're about to be able to reach the spot where you can lay this heavy burden that you've been carrying, lay it down, and move forward without it. That would definitely be a game changer here. Now, it could also just be that this whole story I told you on the bottom of the deck of waiting on something and all these options and choices and confusion and things being stuck and that being heartbreaking, and that whole story I told you, that could be in and of itself the Tower moment. That could be the thing where it's caused like your belief system to be shattered. You know, the way you thought things were turn out to not necessarily be exactly the way they were. It could be that this whole situation has just changed everything for you and it's been very burdensome. Or that Tower could be something very specific here. It could be related to that Three of Swords. It could just be that finding out that there's all these other options and that's why things are hung up. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. So hopefully that makes a little bit more sense as it goes on. But next I have the King of Swords. This is Gemini energy. This is a chief decision-making energy. This is someone who's very smart, very logical, very analytical, rational, reasonable, usually a very fair person. But when he makes his decisions, he's emotionally detached. He doesn't consult his emotions when he makes his decisions. He's only using his conscious mind, his logical, rational, reasonable, analytical mind. He's not interested in the emotions behind what's going on. He's not interested in the story behind what's going on. He's only concerned with the truth and the facts of the matter. What can he see right in front of him? And he's going to use that to make the best, most logical, most rational, most fair decision for everyone involved. So I'm wondering if this is your person here, or if this is you trying to be logical and rational about this. Could be why you're feeling confusion in terms of all this waiting here, wanting to sever the confusion, wanting to sever some of these options and choices here. Could be you're tired of getting emotionally burdened by all this and you're considering just cutting things off here. This could represent your person and how your person is feeling to you. In other words, they're feeling emotionally detached. They're feeling like just cold and calculated, and they're not listening to their emotions here. They're just being way too logical mind oriented for your taste. It could be either of those two things. But the final card to clarify the Tower is the Five of Cups. This is Scorpio energy. This is sadness and remorse about the past. It's about being focused on these 3 cups that have been spilled out, all the love and emotions that have been spilled, all the time, effort, and energy that's been spilled out and wasted. And at the same time, there are these 2 upright cups in the background. We already saw the 2 of Cups previously in the clarifiers here, that love connection between 2 people. Well, there are those 2 cups right there in the background. They just don't have the full focus of the person on this card. He's focused on what's in the past. He's focused on the past, so he's feeling the way he felt in the past. He's focused on something that he's lost, so he's feeling the loss. He's focused on something that he thinks is missing in his life, and he's feeling that gap. So really this card is, its advice is about controlling your focus, because your focus literally will determine what emotions and energies that you can feel and experience. If there are things in your life to be happy about here, there is still a connection in the background. And if you put your focus on that, you'll feel that. Or if you put your focus on all this other negative stuff, you're going to feel negative energies and negative emotions. So this is telling you to be very consciously aware of where you place your focus. We also have unconscious focus. So your conscious mind can be busy doing something, and then suddenly you feel depressed or sad or some of these lower vibrational energies, and you're not even really sure why. It's because unconsciously your focus went to something in the past, or to something you've lost or don't have, and now unconsciously you've been focused on that. So this is telling you to pay attention to where your focus goes. It's called your focus because you own it, you control it, and you get to dictate to it where it goes. Most people don't do that though. They just let their focus run amok, run wild, and it dictates to them where it goes, and therefore it dictates to them the emotions that they feel. So this could be saying here, you're feeling the burden of all of this, and you need to pay attention. He sees everything that goes on around him. He's very aware of everything. I think this is telling you to be very aware of where your focus is and decide, not based on the emotions that you're feeling, not based on the story that you're telling yourself, based on the facts. Pay attention to where your focus is. Decide where to place your focus, because the facts are there is still a connection between the 2 of you in the background here. Now, the next card in your energy, Aries, Queen of Wands. This is Aries energy here. This is a very bold, passionate, fiery, determined energy of someone who knows exactly what she wants, and she goes after what she wants with bold, passionate, fiery determination. She doesn't take no for an answer. She doesn't accept excuses or bullshit. She goes after what she wants, and she almost always gets it. So tell me more about this Queen of Wands. Why is the Queen of Wands here for Aries? Well, I see what you want, Aries. Bottom of the deck. Wow. Justice, the Libra Major Arcana card. We already saw that in the story on the bottom of the deck when I clarified the Hierophant, this mutual energy between the 2 of you. I had all those major arcanas there, and I've got a whole buttload of major arcanas again. This is a card of balance. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. It's about severing things that aren't in balance so balance can be restored and the right, fair, just thing can happen. What's supposed to happen can happen. Again, in the center of that card is this Ace of Swords. This looks like I have a hair sticking out the top of the card, unless it's just the way the light's hitting them. Distracting. This is feeling like what's out of balance is there's too many choices, too many options here, too many ways this could play itself out, too many emotions involved. Could be any of those things. This is what you're wanting, is fairness, something to be balanced here, some decision being made to cut away the things that aren't in balance. What you're wanting is what's supposed to frickin' happen. Now, to clarify this Queen of Wands, we got the King of Cups, and then I got 3 more major arcanas here. The Hierophant again, the Hermit, and Strength. This King of Cups is Pisces energy. We already saw the Queen of Cups, the 3rd card down, in the overall energy of the reading. Now we've got the King of Cups out here. Those are counterparts. Those are 2 cards that are supposed to be together. For me, that usually represents 2 people who are probably supposed to be together, like a power couple. At the very least, there is a lot of passion and desire that you have toward your person. There's a lot of love and emotions involved between the 2 of you here. This could represent either a piece of you or a piece of your person, or possibly both at the same time. This King of Cups is kind of like the counterpart to the King of Swords. They're almost like balancers of each other. He's a decision maker. He's a decision maker. He's only interested in the logic, the conscious mind stuff, not the story, not the emotions. He doesn't use that when he makes his decisions. He's strictly logical and rational. This guy is the opposite of that. He does consult his emotions when he makes his decisions. He consults his intuition when he makes his decisions. He just doesn't let it cloud his judgment. This is someone who's usually emotionally balanced and stable. Doesn't really matter how rough and choppy the waters get around the King of Cups. He's able to maintain his calm, maintain his composure. Hell, most of the time you can't even tell anything's wrong just by looking at him or being around him. He's that good at not wearing his heart on his sleeve, so to speak. So this could be that you have a lot of love and emotions for your person, and you're just not necessarily outwardly expressing that, even though they are what you want. Or this could be you want this person, you're viewing them as the King of Cups. This person that could be the help you build the 10 of Cups together with them. And maybe they just are this like emotionally detached type of a person here, where they have a lot of love and emotions for you. They just aren't necessarily talking about it. They aren't expressing that to you. Either way, there's a lot of love and emotions between the 2 of you, and you're wanting this person, and you're wanting this connection to be balanced. Look, right under that, we've got the 2 of Cups again. Cancer energy. I breathe you in, you breathe me in. We're connected. But again, this is a choice. And again, these 2 cups are the 2 cups in the background here. When your focus isn't where it should be, it can cause you to miss the opportunity here. It could be a case where if you would just keep your focus on what's good, you would feel good. Where when your focus goes to the past or what's not so good, you feel those types of energies here. Got the Star right under that again. This could be the one for you. Healing, hope, the universe lighting the way for you after this Tower, where now you're able to see your path moving forward from here. Or you soon will be. Next, to clarify that Queen of Wands, we have the Hierophant again. Again, that is the overall energy of the reading here. It's a card of, it's Taurus energy. It's a card of commitment. It's about taking things to the next level. To you, that's what the right, fair, just thing is. It's taking this commitment to the next level. Next, we have Virgo energy of the Hermit. This is a card of withdrawal, isolation. It's about being forced to go inside yourself, go internal, to do some soul searching, to do some deep inner reflection, some deep contemplation, shining that inner light you have down into the shadows of yourself, taking a look around at what's going on inside of yourself, and doing that as a way to try to figure out how to move forward from here. So this could be saying that communication between the 2 of you kind of took a dive where it wasn't happening at all, or wasn't quite the same that it used to be. This could be saying that you have gone internal and done some inner work trying to figure out how to move this commitment forward because you have this intense desire for it. It could be that you are in hermit mode just because of the Tower and the burden of all of this, and feeling like your person being emotionally disconnected from you, or at least not necessarily expressing how they feel to you. This whole Five of Cups routine here can put you in hermit mode. The important thing about the hermit is this is not usually a choice. Like, someone doesn't choose voluntarily to go into hermit mode. Something usually happens and it forces you into hermit mode. What usually happens is the Tower. That puts you into hermit mode. And while you're in hermit mode, it looks like you're doing a lot of soul searching about what it is you want and how much love you have for this person, and the wanting to balance things out and get to a commitment with them. Final card to clarify that, Queen of Wands, is Strength. This is Leo energy. This is a card that tells me that what you're going through has been difficult. It's required a lot of internal strength on your part to be able to make it through this. This also tells me that you do have the internal strength to make it through it. You just kind of need to tap into it right now. This can sometimes be an energy of like trying to tame that beast inside yourself, trying to rein yourself in, trying to hold yourself back, not rush forward too quickly or too hastily and do something that might be some kind of a mistake where you break things. Like if she lets the lion loose, the lion can go pretty much break everything, but she's here to keep it tame, to keep it calm. So this could be an energy of you trying to hold yourself back and not make some kind of mistake here. Could just be an energy of, everything you're going through is just, it's been hard to deal with. That could be why you're in hermit mode here over this commitment. Final card in your energy for January 2022, Aries, is the Five of Coins, Five of Pentacles, Taurus energy. This is a card of abandonment. It's about being abandoned. It's about being cast aside or left out in the cold. Sometimes this is an energy of feeling like you're not good enough. Tell me more about the Five of Coins, please. Why is the Five of Coins here? Thank you. I see. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Hanged Man, Pisces energy. No forward movement, no progress happening. Things being stuck and stagnant, not moving forward at all. Now the Hanged Man is hanging upside down because he's trying to look at things from a different perspective than he would normally look at things from, a different point of view, a different angle than he would normally use. And he's doing that trying to gain enlightenment on something. He's trying to figure out, how the fuck do I get this unstuck so I can move it forward from here? We already saw this energy of the Hermit here. These are two very similar energies. It's about trying to figure out, how do I move forward from here? The key difference between these two is in the Hermit, your focus is directed inside yourself, internally. And in the Hanged Man, your focus is directed outside of yourself, externally, to the things and the people and the circumstances around you. So this whole thing of being stuck and you thinking about it constantly and trying to figure it out, I think that's the burden. And it's probably got you feeling abandoned. It's probably got you maybe even feeling like you're not quite good enough, and that's why everything is stuck. At the very least, this whole energy of it being stuck and not moving here, waiting on some kind of a decision to be made with all these different options and the confusion around that. Yeah, there's the heartbreak and sadness, Libra energy of the Three of Swords. This is causing problems for you. That's why things have been so difficult to deal with. That's what's got you in hermit mode. That's what's got your focus in the wrong place at times. That's why it feels like a tower moment for you. Even though this is a commitment between the two of you that does bring a lot of happiness, that looks like where you're supposed to be. It's like who you're supposed to be with. I think this whole concept of it being stuck and not moving forward has got you feeling some kind of way that's not so good. Yeah, got you feeling hurt, got you feeling walled off and defensive, like you need to protect yourself from being hurt. You don't want to be hurt anymore. And at the same time, there's the Lover's card again. Divine counterparts. Yeah, there's all that worry and fear and anxiety about it, thinking about it constantly, can't shut your mind up. I don't know if maybe you guys had a breakup. Maybe there was a severing to this commitment, even though there was happiness, even though you guys felt like you were supposed to be together. Maybe there was a severing to that, and that left you with confusion. Maybe that's what the Tower was, and the burden that you're carrying, and you're using your logical mind trying to figure it all out, and then feeling some kind of way here, sadness and remorse about that. You still want the person, you still want a commitment, but you're doing some soul searching, trying to figure out how the hell do I make it through this. Feeling abandoned here. To clarify that 5 of coins, we got the Knight of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, and the 2 of Swords. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the deck. This is very slow, forward-moving energy. A lot of times, this is a very frustrating energy of someone who's wanting something to move a lot faster than it is. The Knight of Pentacles, from where you're sitting, could be that this thing is moving so damn slow that from your point of view, it looks like there is no progress happening. It looks like things aren't moving at all, when in fact it is. It's moving really slow, maybe so slow that you don't see it moving, but it's definitely moving. Next, we have the 10 of Swords. This is an ending, a swift ending to something. It's an ending in betrayal sometimes. Sometimes it's an ending you don't see coming, or a very painful ending. No matter how you slice this, this is an ending to something. It could be here that there was a breakup between you. There was an ending between you. I'm not really, if maybe that's the case, but that doesn't feel like what this is trying to tell me. What this feels like it's trying to tell me is that you're feeling abandoned because things are stuck. Things are moving way too slow for your taste, and that needs to come to an end. There needs to be some sort of an ending happening, some decision made to all these options and choices and confusion, some decision made to cut this down so it's not stuck anymore. I think this is the decision right here. 2 of Swords is Libra energy. It represents a decision needing to be made, only it's not being made, either because there's not enough information to make the decision, or maybe there's something that can't be seen yet, hence the blindfold, or maybe something someone doesn't want to see, hence not laying one of the damn swords down and taking the blindfold off. So this can be an energy of denial, or having the blinders on and intentionally keeping them on because they don't want to look at something, and that's preventing a decision from being made. Doesn't necessarily feel like your decision here. Doesn't necessarily feel like your decision. It feels like their decision. And in their decision making is coming very slow. It's possible your person has other options and they need to sever some. They need to put something to an end so that you guys can have your commitment and move things forward together. That's the decision that needs made that's not being made. That's the reason why things are stuck. Again, I've seen this 3 of Swords a couple times. That can represent a third party. That could also be why the Tower is the first card out here for you. It could be that you got into a committed connection with this person. There was all this happiness. You both felt like you were supposed to be together. And then bam, you find out, oh shit, they're not single. They have someone else. And now you've been dealing with the burden of that ever since. It could be any of those things. So again, general reading, you got to take it as it resonates for you. Let me scoot this over a little bit. Aries, that is your energy here in this connection for January 2022. Let's take a look at your person's energy, because for them we have the 6 of Wands, Death, and the Hanged Man again. We've already seen Death on the bottom of the deck when I clarified this Hierophant card. We've already seen the Hanged Man a few times here during the course of your energy. Now it's the final card in your person's energy. But this first card is usually the most important card for a person, and it's the 6 of Wands. This is Leo energy of recognition, as in either your person being recognized for something, or much more likely your person coming to some sort of a recognition themselves, recognizing something And whatever it is they're recognizing is allowing them to move forward in success and victory. That's the other meaning of the card. Move forward in success and victory. Tell me about this Six of Wands, please. Why? Six of Wands here. Bottom of the deck. There's Justice again. We've seen this quite a few times in this reading. Libra energy, most powerful card of balance, doing the right thing, the fair thing, the just thing, doing what's supposed to be done, what's supposed to happen, using this sword right here in the center of the card to cut away things that aren't in balance, all these options and choices, so balance can be restored and what's supposed to happen can happen. Knight of Swords right under that. This is the fastest moving knight in the deck. This is rushing forward and speaking the truth on something. It's rushing forward, taking rapid, decisive action on something. Moving very quickly in terms of balancing something out. Or something getting balanced out and then things moving very quickly from there. Ace of Wands right under that, and passionate new beginning. Spark of some new passion, desire, inspiration. Clarifying this Six of Wands for your person, energy of recognizing something that allows them to move forward in success and victory. We have the Fool, the Two of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. This Fool is card 0 of the Major Arcana, very first card of the tarot deck. That 0 represents absolutely nothing and the potential for everything all at the same time. This is a card about taking the blind leap of faith on something. It's about not needing to know what all the steps are from beginning to end before they take the first step, not needing to know what the final outcome is going to be before they take the first step. This is about just saying, you know what, screw it, and having the blind faith to leap off the cliff and figure out how to grow wings on the way down. This is about, let's just do the damn thing and we'll figure it out as we move along. Taking the leap of faith on something, some new beginning here. I have card 0, card 1 in the mutual energy, and card 2 in the mutual energy. Two of Cups, Cancer energy. I breathe you in, you breathe me in, we're connected. Love connection between two people, but it is a 2. And 2s represent needing to make a choice. I said at the beginning, this is the sword you use to make a decision with. Decision, the word that comes from, literally means to cut off the other options and be left with only one. Your person's recognizing something here, severing something that's not in balance. It seems to be having more than one option is what's not in balance. And it looks like they're making a rapid decision, rapid movement on that, taking the leap of faith toward a connection with you here. Seven of Wands, Leo energy again. So I'm clarifying the Six of Wands, and the final clarifier is the Seven of Wands. So we're making progress. We're going from the 6 to the 7. This is an energy of being defensive about something, but it's more about like defending their position or defending their stance on something, or being willing to fight for what it is that they believe in, fight for what it is that they desire, what they want. Fight for this connection with you. Connection with you is the card right before that. I don't think they recognize they don't need to know exactly how it's going to work or exactly how it's going to end. They've recognized that they need to just do it. They need to do the right thing. They need to cut the options away and fight for this connection with you. Next in their energy, we have Death. Scorpio energy, a massive transformation in something. Something ending, something dying, so that it can be reborn in a new, more beautiful way. Massive transformation process, not always a pleasant thing. Sometimes it's quite painful. Tell me about death, please. Sometimes it is quite painful. You can't make this shit up, Aries. Bottom of the deck, the Hanged Man. Seen it before a few times. Progress is halted. There is no forward movement. That could be what's ending here. It could be what's dying so that it can be reborn again. So far, underneath this Hanged Man every time has been the Three of Swords, heartbreak and sadness. Now we've got a different three under it. We've got the Three of Wands, Aries energy of waiting, being at the beginning stages of manifesting, having this positive expectancy that the thing you're actively trying to manifest is going to show up. Just hasn't materialized yet, and you're waiting on it to happen. So right behind the no movement is that waiting. Right behind the waiting is the options and choices. So this is what's been hanging everything up. Those options and choices, that needing to be cut away. Yeah, and until that happens, you got the Knight of Cups, moving this love connection forward. Actions toward love and emotions, romantic offers, romantic gestures, moving the love forward. That can't happen until all these options and choices have been cut away. And that's why we've had the heartbreak and sadness. I think that is what's the transformation that's taken place here. To clarify death, we have the Nine of Wands, the Three of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Five of Swords. Like I said, death is usually a painful transformation process. Nine of Wands is a card of healing. He's been hurt, hence the wall around himself. He's trying to protect himself from getting hurt so he doesn't get hurt again, so he doesn't continue getting hurt. He's trying to heal so that he can take the next step in his journey. So it looks like we're having a transformation to the wall between you, to the things being stuck and stagnant, to the waiting on things. Next card we have is the Three of Cups, Cancer energy. Laying right next to that in your person's energy is the Two of Cups. So again, we're making progress. We're going from the 2 in the first column to the 3 in the second column. This is an energy of either being like reconciliation, like being reunited and celebrating. If you've never actually been with this person before, this would be an energy of being united to begin with. Cups and water represent love and emotion. See, we've got the 2 cups right here, being poured together and combined into one bigger cup. Being united here. Next, to clarify death, we have the Eight of Cups. Pisces energy, detachment, like emotional detachment, physical detachment, physically walking away. The person in the card is walking away from 8 full cups of love, and they're doing that because they're not completely happy. They're not fully content with those 8 cups. They believe that there's something more out there for them, and they're making the difficult but conscious decision to walk away from these 8 cups and go down a new path towards something that they believe is going to lead them to their own personal happiness and fulfillment. They're walking away from these 8 cups, going off in search of their 9th cup and their 10th cup. I think that's the transformation. I think something is getting severed with the other options. They're walking away from that. It's possible that your person is already in a commitment somewhere, and in order to be with you, they have to leave that commitment, and you've just been waiting and waiting and waiting on that to happen, and it seemed like it hasn't happened. Maybe even starting to think like, damn it, this is never going to happen. They're just going to keep stringing me along, and I can't take the burden of that anymore. Might have even got you to the point where you were contemplating walking away from it, even though there's all this happiness, and even though you guys feel like soulmates. It looks like it's happening now. Final card to clarify death is the Five of Swords. This is Aquarius energy. This is a painful situation. Fives represent conflict. So this can be like conflict in thinking, conflict in communications, like argument, bitter words being spoken, words being used like weapons, tongues being used like swords to cut each other. This can be someone who has like a winning at all costs type of a mentality, like I'm going to get what I want. I don't really care what happens to you as long as I get what I want. I'm cool with you getting hurt, no problem. This can just represent some kind of a mentally or psychologically painful situation here. This could be, I see pain all over the place in this column of cards. Death is a painful transformation. There's pain and hurt here, or why has the wall been built? There's clearly pain or hurt here because these cups aren't enough and it's time to detach from that. That's usually painful to do. Maybe there was a fight between them and whoever that they were with, and there's been this detachment, there's been an ending, a breakup in their connection, and that's kind of what it took to be able to get united with you. I'm not 100% sure here. Not 100% sure. It's so strange though, because we got that Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck and waiting, Aries energy of waiting right under that. The final card in your person's energy for January 2022, Aries, the Hanged Man. Tell me about the Hanged Man, please. Why is that here? Wow. Wow. Huh. Bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Pentacles. This is most people's goal in terms of the physical 3D reality. This is maximum stability, maximum abundance, maximum prosperity. This is the combining together of two people or two families and all their assets and resources being combined together to build something stable, to build that happy, abundant, prosperous home life where no one wants for anything and everything's accounted for. This is what almost everybody wants. Justice right underneath that. The right, fair, just thing. Something being balanced out so that the right, fair, just thing can happen. This, again, this sword being used to sever the thing that's not in balance so balance can be restored and the right, fair, just thing can happen. Looks like that's happening very quickly. There's some truth being spoken on your person's end that's allowing that to happen quickly. And then they have a passionate new beginning right under that. To clarify the Hanged Man, why everything is stuck and stagnant. Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. This is telling me that your person is already in a committed relationship. They're already in a Hierophant. They could possibly already be married. And it's like they're trying to get out of that connection, or you want them to get out of that connection so that things can move forward between the two of you. This is a happy family, happy home life card. There is already a commitment here. The last two clarifiers tell me that too, the King and the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Wow. These are the people who work together as equals to build the 10 of Pentacles. This is your person and their person. But notice how they're lined up on the cards. They're facing away from each other. I think they already have a home life together. They already possibly are married. There could be justice representing like the legal system in a divorce happening. That could be the painful transformation that's taken place for your person. They could be in the middle of going through a divorce. They could be trying to get away from and detach from this connection so they can go toward their happiness, looking very clearly like their happiness lies in the connection with you. And they're in the middle of a big fight right now trying to get out of a previous relationship, a previous marriage, a previous at least committed connection at some point, trying to sever that. And there's a lot of different ways this whole thing could play out. Could be confusion over the whole legal system aspect of it, but they're definitely in a connection. With them facing away from each other, it tells me there's trouble in paradise for sure. Also, the very first clarifier in the Hanged Man on why this is hung up is the Queen of Wands, Aries energy. That was, not only are you an Aries, that was your second card in the reading here. This is you all the way. They have passion and desire for you. And look, in order, the thing that's standing between you and them in this connection is the Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. This is about speaking the truth on something and cutting off the things or the people that are no longer in your best interest. The sword she's using is also that Ace of Swords. So we've seen the Ace of Swords be represented in that Justice card more times than I can count right now. Now we've got the Queen of Swords being represented here. Looks like cutting off the Queen of Pentacles. Now, if this is them cutting off the wife, cutting off that commitment, cutting off this whole thing that has them together, that's the thing standing between you and your person here. So that's what it looks like to me. They've recognized something, that they need to take the leap of faith in the connection with you and fight for this connection with you. It's just things are stuck right now because they're not finished going through this transformation yet. They're not finished dissolving their Ten of Pentacles. They're not finished with the whole legal process of splitting that up or severing this connection. If you're in a situation where the person's not married, they could just have other options, someone else that they're dating, multiple someone else's that they're dating, and they just haven't been able to get away from them yet. But that's what it looks like they're recognizing here, that there's going to be a transformation and a detachment from those, possibly some conflict with those others. And that is why things are stuck right now. And once that happens, it looks like things won't be stuck, because I keep seeing that Knight of Swords, that very fast forward moving energy. Now, if you still have questions that you want answered about this situation or your relationship, click on any of the videos that just appeared on your screen right now. When you do, you'll be taken to more Aries love readings that can give you more insight and more clarity about what's really going on in your particular situation. And I'll see you in the next video.